Hey, YouTubers, good morning. This is Robb Moffett. Guys, this morning we're just going to do something a little different. I thought we'd talk about some low-tech ways to tell if somebody's been in your house. Nowadays, the security cameras are amazing, and they've come down in price really low. You can have stuff to tell if someone's been in your house and see in real time who they are and what they're doing over your phone or your computer where you're somewhere else. It's pretty amazing, but I thought I'd come up with some old ways, some low tech ways. You can tell if somebody's been in your house or your apartment or room or your office um, without using the computers and the high tech stuff. About three of these I've used myself for different reasons. But if you come up with some that I don't have, I'd be happy to hear about them. We could put them down below in the comments. Um, Number one way is I know someone who their mother had Alzheimer's and dementia, and whenever they would come to visit, she was always terrified people were in her house when she was gone. So what he would do is she had white tile floors, and when they left the front door, he would take some baby powder and put it on the floor, and that way, if anybody opened the door while they were gone and walked through the house, unless they were angels and had wings, they were going to leave tracks on the floor, and you would never notice it by walking on the white tile unless you really looked at it. And when she would come home with them, she'd look on the floor and make sure there weren't any footprints, and it would always ease her mind, and she would feel better. But if you have white floors, it's actually a pretty cool idea because you can not only see if somebody's been there, you can see how many or the shoe size and so on. So it's a really low tech way to tell. Number two, something I've used is on the ends of loaves of bread they have little plastic square clips to close up the plastic bags. I like to take them and if I need to, I'm not saying I'm doing it every day. I better go check right now. I mean, this is like for circumstances required. You would take the tie, the little clip, and put it in the bottom of the refrigerator where the gasket is, and when they open up the door, it falls out. And because it's something you normally have in the kitchen, they wouldn't even notice it. And if they did notice it, it would be something that fell down from the top of the refrigerator or so on. It's completely inconspicuous. But it's not going to fall out unless they open up the refrigerator. Years ago, I lived in a little tiny cottage. I rented from this woman. She was a crazy old woman. She wasn't crazy, but she was kind of unique. She was old. She came from Miami, from Chicago. She told me she had a hair salon or beautician place that Al Capone would come visit and have manicures done. So she was pretty old, but pretty interesting. But one day I guess she was going on vacation, and she came in my cottage while I wasn't home and put food in the refrigerator. But she was just trying to be nice because it was going to spoil. She didn't want to throw it away, so she put it in my refrigerator. But I came home, I couldn't. Well, how'd this stuff get in my refrigerator? It kind of spooked me out. And we had a laugh about it later on when she told me what happened. But about 3 or 4 weeks later, I came home and my front door of the cottage, the screen was cut and one of the jalousies was loose. And I know somebody had been in my apartment and in the cottage. And I went inside, and you know if somebody's burgled your house, you know immediately. Well, I couldn't find anything gone, nothing missing. And it was a relief, but that night I woke up, I'm thinking, holy crap, if somebody broke in my apartment, and they did, because, above the door and the screen and the jalousie, if they didn't take anything, maybe they left something. I got out of bed and I went in the refrigerator and I threw out everything that had been opened that maybe somebody could leave. So it made me paranoid. So for like a couple weeks later, I would put stuff in the refrigerator to make sure nobody had opened it or nobody had left stuff. And it was crazy. But so sometimes you need to find out if somebody's been in your house. And that's one way to do it with the refrigerator. Another way is when you have cabinet doors or to a kitchen or you're in the front room and so on, or your bedroom, if you don't leave them shut, if you just leave them ajar just a little bit and make an alignment mark on the bottom of the door that would align with the front of the cabinet, so when they open or when you open the door, it's left in that specific spot by looking on the bottom of the cabinet door. So if somebody opens the cabinet door farther to get inside, when they shut it, they won't align it perfectly, and you can tell someone's been inside your cabinet. The fourth way, it's not really It's a little bit tech, but it's still super cheap. It's a digital audio recorder. You can buy them for like $20. And the cool thing about them is they will record, so long as the battery doesn't run out, they'll record for hundreds of hours. And if you have it set to where it only records sounds, when you leave it on, unless there was a sound, you won't have recorded anything. But if there was any sound made inside your house while you were gone, it records. And this could come in handy. Like, you could have it rigged up in your car. So if you loan your car, or if you got kids or whatever, people taking your car, you could see what's going on inside your car while it's being taken. Or you have an office. I know somebody who rigged up their computer so in their cubicle, so when they're away from home, they could turn it on and tell who was in their cubicle and what they were saying, what was going on. But I always thought a digital recorder would be perfect for so many instances where you could leave it on and see what was going on while you were gone. I know a person, I better not tell the story. Oh, we'll leave it alone. Oh, gosh. Number 5, take a pencil and mark around the perimeter of a can or a bottle or something. And that way, if it's moved, you can see. Number 6 is a walk-in closet. Take a dark black thread and tie it off to one end of something, but on the other end, just jam it into something. So if it's moved by someone's foot or leg, they don't feel it. But you can tell that it was tripped. Number 7, if someone's coming in your house or apartment or office, they might be looking through your files. So if your cabinet files, what you could do is put an envelope on top of your files inside of some of them and line it up with some letters or something that only you know would know. So if they go in your cabinet and they go through the files and they move they wouldn't notice a piece of paper or an envelope in the file cabinet. It's completely normal. But because it's in a specific place, they wouldn't know to put it back in the same place. Number 8 is leave your medicine cabinet open, ajar, and measure the space. That way, if it's open, when they shut it, you can tell. One time, I was brushing my teeth. This is years ago, and my mouth started burning. Holy crap, there's something wrong with the toothpaste. And I thought maybe it was poisoned or something. And nobody would come in my apartment except my manager. He never comes in. And who would do something to my toothpaste? But my mouth was burning. And I was thinking, well, maybe the toothbrush fell on the floor, but there's nothing on the floor. It's a clean floor. And then it was nothing on the sink to contaminate the toothbrush. And I started getting paranoid because my mouth was burning. I wasn't imagining it. And the tube had been used halfway through, so it wasn't like a brand new tube. And I had heard some stories about some people importing stuff from China and the dog food and different things that they found out was poison. Maybe this is some sort of something from China. And it was hard to sleep that night. I'm thinking maybe it got poisoned. And I wasn't making it up. It was something really happening. And I never could figure out what happened. Years went by. Later on, one day I was brushing my teeth, and I went to put the top back on to the toothpaste tube, and I realized that the tube I was putting on the top, that top had come from another tube that was open on my sink. It was identical in size and color. It was from some sort of cream, like a cortisol cream. So what I had done, evidently, like years ago, is I had taken the top off of a tube of medicine and then put it back onto a toothpaste tube. And when I opened it, put it on my toothbrush, I was contaminated, and that's where that burning sensation came from. So usually there's something going on. There's a reason for it. But if you want to know if somebody's been in your cabinet, yeah, you could leave it ajar and measure the space. Number 9, last one. It's simple. Just lean a coin against a movable object on your desk or your top of a cabinet or table or so on. That way, if it falls down. Now, none of these things are going to work. If your ceiling fan, the wind would make it move, or if there's vibrations in your house from your refrigerator or so on, that's going to aggravate or vibrate something and make it fall away or come loose. But if there's nobody going in your house, there's no movement or wind, these are simple, low-tech ways that you could use to find out if somebody's been in your apartment or room or office. And I'd be interested to hear what you guys have come up with over the years. It'd be fun just to talk about. All right, this is kind of an unusual video for the week. I put on new stuff every week because I can't help myself. Obsessive compulsive YouTube disorder. And I really want to thank you guys for watching my videos. I appreciate it. I can't believe I have so many subscribers and so many people watching. It's been a really fun thing to do. And I want to encourage you guys to make videos too, because I click on, like, I get a lot of subscribers every week new, and I click on their channels, and almost none of them have made a single video. And I always like subscribing to other people who make videos that can help me. And I think everybody out there has something they can help other people with. They have knowledge of something, a skill or something they can help everybody else with. Help make YouTube a great community, greater than it already is. All right, guys, I'm rambling here just like always. It's time to go. Hope you enjoyed this crazy video for the week. And y'all come back. I put on new stuff every week. And if you don't like one video, just wait. I'll have something different next week or eventually, because I can't help myself. Always something new, whatever I find interesting. All right, guys, take care and have a good one. And be careful who's going in your house. All right, take care.